Toward his backhand. Mars! Benn!
Welcome to the 2007 National Hockey League entry draft.
When the NHL draft commenced 15 years ago, Jamie Benn was 2,000 miles away, following from his home in Victoria, British Columbia, not knowing if he would be selected.
Just kind of refreshing on the computer.
Jamie was a talented player on the peninsula, but not highly touted. However, Dallas Stars amateur scout Dennis Holland saw potential in the 17-year-old and suggested upper management select him with the 129th overall pick.
Basically, what I saw was just a big, strong, sort of raw winger with an NHL shot.
Found out I got, picked by Dallas, and I got a phone call, and it was a pretty exciting time for myself and my family.
Now a legitimate NHL prospect, Jamie was faced with the realization he would have to abandon his other passion, the game of baseball.
Just enjoyed playing the game. I think in the back of my head I always knew I was going to be a hockey player, but I would have loved to play a little longer and see what I could have done with baseball.
If he didn't do the hockey route, I definitely think he had a chance to do something special in baseball for sure.
Until he started really, concentrating and focusing on hockey and developing that part of his game, and that's when it took off for him.
Focused solely on the ice, Jamie evolved into one of the best prospects on the planet over the next 2 years.
Jamie Benn!
He shined on junior hockey's biggest stages, the Memorial Cup and the World Junior Championships, making him a lock to immediately jump to the NHL level in 2009.
Benn to the net. Benn scores! What a goal!
That truly was a full frontal lobotomy.
Oh my goodness! What a goal from Jamie Benn!
And finished down and out goes the glass.
Score! Oh wow! Jamie Benn!
Jamie had an electrifying entrance into the National Hockey League, emerging as one of the top power forwards in the game.
The total package, if you needed to play physical, he could do that. The release he had, the shot was incredible. Brett Hull was the only one I think I saw that had that velocity, that shot.
He scored 70 goals in his first 3 seasons with the Stars, was an All-Star in 2012, and established himself as the new face of the franchise.
Good morning, everyone. Today we have a press conference at 1:30. We're announcing our new captain. It's going to be Jamie Benn.
When the Stars introduced a new era in 2013, Jamie was appointed team captain, a role he desired.
For me, he was the obvious choice. He's kind of got that game where he pulls people into the fight.
It's obviously a huge honor. I got to learn from, the best captain that I ever had was Brendan Morrow.
When I came in, he was a young player, been in the league a couple of years. We decided that he was going to be our next captain. He grabbed that.
At the line with a head of steam, he walks it alone. He scores! What a goal! Jamie Benn!
In his first season wearing the C, Jamie broke out, and Benn Beast Mode was unleashed.
Jamie Benn has had a godlike night at American Airlines Center.
That winter, he struck gold at the Olympics with Canada. Then he led the Stars back to the playoffs after a 5-year absence.
Now they're back.
Riding that momentum, Jamie would etch his name into the history books the following year. After a late season surge, he set 3rd in the NHL scoring race, heading into Game 82 at the American Airlines Center. In a sensational performance, he would capture the Art Ross Trophy as the league's leading scorer in dramatic fashion, with a 4-point night to close out the season.
I didn't lead the league in scoring all year, and kind of just snuck in there the last day.
Benn! 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 Benn in front, a shot, they score! Benn gets the second assist!
The highest scorer in the league is Jamie Benn.
It was a bit of a blur, but a pretty cool experience.
Jamie Benn with a shot, he scores!
In 2016, Jamie led the Stars to their best regular season in a decade, winning 50 games and finishing first in the Western Conference standings.
Benn shoots and scores! Jamie Benn in overtime!
Individually, Jamie was nominated for the Hart Trophy as League MVP, becoming the club's first ever finalist for the illustrious award.
That is the captain at his very best.
In the midst of the pandemic, Jamie and the Stars traveled to Edmonton in quest for Lord Stanley's Cup.
We plan on staying here a while.
Showcasing a summer spectacle, the Stars reached the Stanley Cup final under a cloud of uncertainty. During that playoff run, Jamie's leadership was vigorous throughout.
Score! And it's Benn again! He has been leadership personified.
Suffering the most heartbreaking loss of his career, the experience would prove to be a motivating factor going forward.
You know, it's hard to believe we actually did that, you know, living in that hotel for 60-something days, but I think it brought us closer. It was a heck of a ride, and it made us, hungrier to do something similar and more again.
After suiting up 1,000 times in the National Hockey League, the moments and milestones that have defined his career will remain priceless. And for Jamie, 290 of those games will be forever cherished.
It was the best. You know, 2 kids from little Victoria, BC, finally made it to the NHL.
For 5 years, Jamie shared the same locker room with his brother and best friend, Jordy, and their everlasting bond was enriched.
To be able to play on the same team, it was great and pretty cool to experience for both of us and in our family, and we really enjoyed that time together.
It was awesome, just to have a front row seat to everything, watching him grow as a hockey player, watching him on and off the ice. We got to live together for a few years, just living a kid's dream playing in the NHL. To go from road hockey to the big stage and to see where he is now, we're as close now as we were as kids, and it's cool.
He scores! Wow! Jamie Benn's first NHL goal.
From a baby-faced rookie to the longest tenured captain in franchise history, Jamie's legacy was built by talent, tenacity, and dedication.
When I first got here, he was definitely more of a quiet kid with a bad haircut, and now he's grown into our biggest leader and our captain.
It's been great to watch his maturing. He's willing to do whatever it takes to win, and that's a sign of a great leader.
It's pretty cool to say that you played 1,000 games in the NHL. Play with all the players and teammates and coaches that I've played with, built some pretty good relationships along the way, and definitely couldn't have done it without Dallas Stars organization, everyone involved, and especially the fans.